So if you've ever stood in the mirror wondering why your hair is like dry all the time, no matter how much flaxseed gel you use, or no matter how much aloe you layer on your hair, shea butter you melt down, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work for you. And this is the video for you.
Don't take it personal, that's just Sandal's way. She speak with love, but don't sugarcoat what she say.
You are not failing. Your hair isn't hard to moisturize in any way, shape, or form. You've just been searching for moisture in all the wrong places, because the truth is your hair can't hold on to softness, shine, or definition until you understand one thing. Hydration and moisture are not the same. And the difference in these two, hydration and moisture, changes everything. So are you ready? The first thing that I need you to write down is moisture versus hydration. What your hair actually needs. That's what I need everybody to write down. Moisture versus hydration. What your hair actually needs. Okay? And so as you're writing that down, right, I want everybody to be aware your hair needs both, but they are not the same thing. Most people mix them up, and that's why their hair still feels dry no matter what they do or what they buy. Hydration equals water inside the hair. I need somebody to write that in the chat for me. Hydration equals water in the hair. I need you to understand the difference between the two. Again, yes, there are multiple layers, but I need you to understand the difference. And not only do I want you to write these things down, at the end of this video, at the end of this lecture, what I want from you is to let me know which part of this you don't understand. It is okay, because we will have a whole moisture series coming on the channel. This is just the introduction, so I can make sure I'm hitting all the right places, because I don't like repeating myself. So make sure you take notes. And as I'm talking, if you're confused, then I need you to ask the question. Hydration equals water inside the hair. Hydration is all about water actually getting into the hair shaft. This happens when the cuticle, the outer layer of the hair, opens up just enough for water to slide in it, right? So this is when I'm talking about porosity. I'm not just talking about porosity because it's a cute buzzword. No, the porosity of your hair is important. It's going to determine what kind of products you use or what types of products you stay away from. Okay. But remember, again, hydration is about water actually getting into the hair shaft. This happens when the cuticle, the outer layer, opens up enough for water to seep in. Hydration gives your strands bounce, softness, flexibility, and that juicy, healthy feel that you're looking for, right? So if the hair can't get water inside, everything else is pointless, right? So remember, hair, when we're talking about hydration, hydration is water inside of the hair shaft. Say it with me. Hello, somebody say it. Water inside. Thank you. Yes, because it is so vitally important that you understand the difference between hydration and moisture. The reason why Black women have really, really dry hair that's brittle and always breaking is because you focus on moisture and not hydration. Hydration is water inside of the hair. Okay, so moisture equals keeping that water from escaping. Now, real quick, when I say water in the hair, you're thinking water bottles being sprayed on the hair. No, I'm talking about small molecules. That's what I'm talking about. Small molecules. That's it. So when we're talking about keeping hydration in, don't think about it like putting all of this water on the hair. No, think about like after you get out of the shower and your skin is dry, but you're putting on you put on a little chapstick. That's to keep the hydration that you had within your body that got in there from you sitting up under the water in that shower and all of the things. That is locking that hydration in the skin with chapstick. I really hope that makes sense. Moisture comes from creams, butters, milks, oils, not to hydrate the hair, but to lock the hydration in. So think of it like this: hydration equals drinking the water, but moisture equals putting lip balm on so the water doesn't evaporate. I'm going to say it again. Think of it like this: hydration equals drinking water. Moisture equals putting lip balm on so the water doesn't evaporate. Moisture creates a barrier on top of the strand so that hydration stays where it belongs, inside of the hair shaft. But remember, I've also told you that your hair shaft can only absorb 36% of what you put on it. So you need to use something lightweight, right? We don't worry. I know some of you get upset. You're like, oh, but what do we do? Well, if you stick around until the end, you'll know what to do. But if I just jump straight to, oh, put this on your hair, put this on your hair, then you will not understand what I'm saying. You won't get it. You'll be missing things. You'll be like, oh, it's still dry, because you'll be missing this part. So if you sped through, if I'm talking too much, if it's taking too long, girl, oh well. You have to pay attention to every bit and every piece. So let's move on. How hair gets moisturized, step by step. Okay? So we're going through a 4-step process. Put the number 4 in the chat really quick. I just want to make sure everybody's with me, because sometimes we can zone out. Sometimes we can zone out, focus on other things. No, I need you here, focus, right? Let me know in the chat if you're still with me. Let me know really quick, okay? So, step number 1, water enters the hair shaft. Number 2, this is something, before we get to number 2, it is so important that you don't do what I just did. Because on social media and all across the world, not the city, but the world, you just put water on your hair and you think that you've hydrated something. You move straight on to the next step. No, ma'am. You need to understand what you're doing. Most of you spray water on your hair thinking you're hydrating it and moisturizing it, and you're not. Because we forget about the pieces that matter, right? We can't skip over pieces. So, you know, the whole law of evaporation, all of that. So you just spraying water on your hair is not enough. It's not. It's not. The same way that your shirt is going to be dry after you take it out of the washing machine, you just leave it on the bed. It might smell funny, but it's going to dry. And it's going to be real crunchy and crinkly. It's not going to feel good. Your hair is the same way. Number 1, step 1, water enters the hair shaft. This is the hydration part, and it happens during the shampooing or using water-based products. So, really quick, before we move on to number 2, let me know how many water-based products you know of right now. Tell me the first water-based product that you could think of that almost every licensed cosmetologist that you guys watch on YouTube use before they do a silk press. Just name it for me real quick. You know. I just need one person. You know. One of the steps in step 1. This happens during shampooing the hair and putting conditioner on, rinsing it out, and through another step where you use a water-based product on the hair. What's that? Close. But right after, if you watch any of my silk press videos, right after I take them from the shampoo bowl and then I bring them and sit them in my chair before I thank you. There we go. Right there. Leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioner. Yeah. Leave-in conditioner is a water-based product. This is not an attack on Team Natural or anything of that nature, but think about this. What is one of the first things that y'all threw away whenever Team Natural came? Leave-in conditioners. And you replace the leave-in conditioner for things like the lock method, and we're going to break it down. But I need you to think. If you are easily offended, this is not the video for you. It's not. This is for the people who are able to think for themselves. Because when you can think for yourself and you can look at your patterns and your routines, you learn from your experiences. You gain wisdom from your experiences. And the only way you can collect wisdom from your experiences is if you truthfully and honestly look at those things and take accountability for the places that you went wrong. And this is where Black women went wrong. And this is where things went left. It's been going on for over a decade. Number one, water enters the hair shaft. This is the hydration part. And it happens during washing or using water-based products like leave-in conditioners. Number two, the cuticle absorbs only what it can, which is 36%. That's it. Hair has an absorption limit, and that absorption limit is about 36%. And after that, the rest just sits on top of the hair shaft. So, in knowing that fact, right? In knowing that fact, I'm not gonna say it. I want the accountable people to say it. In knowing that the hair can only absorb 36% of what you put on it. It's not, if you use 3 products, right? It's not 36% of all 3 of these products collectively. No ma'am, no ham. It's only 36% of that first product that you put on, of that leave-in conditioner. That's it. That's it. That's it. And you want to know something even deeper than that? It's only that percentage is probably a little lower if you didn't properly rinse out your conditioner. Because if you didn't properly rinse out your conditioner, the leave-in conditioner is sitting directly on top of the leave-in conditioner. It's not gonna do anything. This is something that you have to think about, because again, after that 36%, whatever you put on your hair just sits on top. Number 3, you seal it with a moisturizing ingredient. And most people think that's where the whole hydration and lock method thing came from, because women who went on YouTube, and we're going to have a whole nother video coming about this, certain people come online, you hear one little bit and piece of information and you think you're an expert in that entire field, when this is just a very, very small portion. Creams and butters equal the slowing down of water loss. But depending on what you're trying to accomplish, that could do way more harm than good. Because when we're talking about slowing down water loss, okay, we're only using a little bit. And you know what has that? Leave-in conditioner has the perfect balance. The perfect balance of something that is going to hydrate and moisturize your hair at the same time. But we're not there yet. I'll get there in a second. Oil equals locking everything in to smooth the cuticle. We're not trying to force the cuticle to close permanently, but it smooths everything down regardless of porosity, right? Number 4, the strand stays hydrated longer. And that's when you get real softness, shine, and definition. I want you to think about the women that you see on a silk press video. Their hair will be bouncy, shiny. It'll have so much movement and all of the things. Why? It's because before she gets the flat iron put to her hair has been clarified, and then everything has been balanced. That pH has been balanced and set back to normal. Her hair has been properly hydrated and moisturized with a leave-in conditioner. Then she straightens her hair, or whatever she does with it, uses a heat protected. Well, we're talking about flat irons in this example. Then she flat irons it with the heat protected, and then she wraps it with a serum, maybe just a little bit, maybe a dime size amount for anywhere between 100,000 to 400,000 strands of hair, and closes the cuticle with cold air. Her hair is now both hydrated and moisturized. Everything that she put in her hair shaft during the deep conditioning process was then basically sealed in with the leave-in conditioner, which finished off hydrating and moisturizing the hair. And then her hair was straightened and protected from the heat by a heat protectant. The bond was set permanently temporarily until water was reintroduced by the serum. Her hair is both hydrated and moisturized with no oil. Does that make sense before we move on? Let me know if that makes sense. These are the things that I really, really want you to think about, because it's not that complicated. But if you are anti-hair product, then this is the place that you will be in. So let's break down the quick difference once again, real quick. And then we'll get into more detail on why leave-in conditioners are the real moisturizer, and why you guys have been searching for all of these products that you're layering on top of each other instead of using a leave-in conditioner, which is both a hydrator and a moisturizer at the same time. Yeah. Hydration equals water in the hair. Moisture equals keeping water from escaping. If they only hydrate, the hair dries out fast. If they only moisturize, the hair stays coated but still feels dry. You need both in the right order. You can't just do whatever you want to do. All these hacks, oh, do this and fart 4 times on your hair. It won't get anything done. It's so simplistic. So let's clear this up. Your hair is not getting extra moisture just because you left the mask on your hair until morning. Hair can only absorb 36% of whatever you put on it, and after that, it's just sitting there. So when you leave moisture on too long, the strands keep swelling, they get tired, and that's how you end up with things like hydro fatigue, aka frizz, limp curls, and breakage that you never asked for and you cannot figure out. So the real results happen within the first 20 to 30 minutes. After that, you're not helping your hair at all. You're actually stressing it out more. So shorter is smaller. It's way, way smarter. A shorter time period will give you way, way smaller balls of shed hair. It'll make sure your hair follicle is stressing less. The hair shaft is stressing less. It's going to do so much more. Shorter is smarter, healthier, and way less drama for wash day. And again, head to the link that's going to be left in the description box, because I have a breakdown of some of my favorite leave-ins, right? So, is everybody with me? Give me an 8 in the chat if you are good, because I really want us to get to a place where we're able to have these conversations. Because at the end of the day, this conversation and this difference between hydration and moisture is why most cosmetologists that you go to, people can take that as like, oh, they're being rude or they're being nasty. It's not being rude and nasty, but to somebody who knows the science, just like after today, everybody that's in here right now, you all know the science now. Like, everybody knows the science now. So when these conversations pop back up, we won't have to go over this. You won't go back and forth with anybody. I'm glad you're going over this. I've seen some videos about how there is a difference between hydrating and moisturizing shampoo that don't make sense to me. And you know why it don't make sense to you? Because it don't make sense to them either. They don't know. Girl, they don't. Okay, so let's move on to the very next portion. So why are leave-in conditioners moisturizers?